Yo, what is going on everybody? My name is M1K3 Editz and welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. In today's episode, we're going to be going over why a lot of people suddenly stop improving. Because it's a problem a lot of people have and it's completely natural. Before we get into that though, consider using code M1K3 in the Fortnite item shop, as this is the best way to directly support me, and let's aim for 5,000 likes. With that said, let's get into today's episode. Just putting in enough hours is rarely enough. It's a saying I've been told ever since I started YouTube. And I want you guys to think about that for a second. Because what I've experienced in the Fortnite community is an incredible amount of hardworking people that somehow, even when putting in an immense amount of work, don't achieve their goals. And how can this happen? Why does one player that plays 8 hours a day become a top tier professional player and another one become nothing more than a little over average? Could it be genetics, your habits, or who you surround yourself with? Or are you simply just not made for Fortnite since you haven't gone pro yet? Well, that's what I hope to answer in today's video. Because putting in an extreme amount of effort into something and not getting anything back can be frustrating and demotivating. So sit back, relax, and let's get to the bottom of this. The first reason a lot of people stop improving in Fortnite is because they don't understand that there is no growth at all without feedback. And this is, in my opinion, the most important aspect of competitive Fortnite that nobody ever takes seriously. Like, I can't put into words how important feedback is on your gameplay. So let me ask you a question. How often have you got other people to watch over your games and tell you your mistakes and what you can improve on? For a lot of people watching, the answer to that question will probably be never. And there's no problem with that at all, because as long as you understand how important consistent feedback is, I can guarantee that you will start improving again. And guys, you know I don't like to sugarcoat things, so let me put it simply. Your opinion on your own gameplay doesn't matter. If you don't place well in tournaments, you're doing something wrong. You're not getting unlucky, it's not because of your ping or your FPS, because however bad your circumstances are, there has been somebody with an even worse situation that has made it work. So if you have someone you play Fortnite with a lot, or a friend group, ask them if you can show them your Cash Cup, DreamHack, or FNCS games and let them be brutally honest. Tell them, I want you guys to tell me the truth. What do I suck at? And then in return, you can do the same for them. Moving on to the second reason you stopped improving, we gotta talk about having consistent routines when it comes to playing Fortnite. So, most Fortnite players wake up, go to school, get home, and when they get on Fortnite, they do whatever they feel like. And unfortunately, this is not going to make you an amazing competitive player. The reason being that you're going to be doing the same thing day in and day out. To become a good Fortnite player, you gotta play and practice everything, including the boring stuff like learning your drop spot perfectly, finding different loot paths if anything goes wrong off spawn, and learning how to rotate from your drop spot to the next 4 circles. And I doubt that a lot of players even think about these things, and that's why I would recommend everyone wanting to improve to firstly learn how to loot your drop spot perfectly. And I'm not talking about how you loot it right now where you drop, you know, you open the chests and farm some mats. No, find out where every ammo box is, find out how you can farm materials the fastest way possible, and figure out if you can use cars, boats, or any other sort of movement to get out of your drop spot. The third reason people stop improving is because they have a difficult time being selective in the way they practice. Right now, I want you to ask yourself, what is my absolute biggest weakness in Fortnite? And hopefully you can find an answer to that question. Because if you can't, then it's not weird that you're not improving. Being aware of your own mistakes goes a long way when it comes to improving. And if you can't spot your own mistakes, then honestly, you have to lower your ego. So to answer the question I just asked, my absolute biggest weakness in Fortnite is consistency. Consistency when it comes to building, editing, and aiming. And I'm working on improving my consistency every time I get on to play. And since I'm talking about being selective in the way you play, I'm now mainly focusing on improving my aim even more. As you all know, I am a massive aim fan. I love everything about aiming and improving it, and that's what I want to be known for. Having good aim. Not having fast edits or incredible mechanics, but being a smooth and consistent aimer. From personal experience, I have found it extremely beneficial to focus on one aspect of your game that you feel needs the most improvement for a longer period of time. Because if you start trying to improve everything at once, it's going to feel hopeless. And that's why finding that one thing you're terrible at is so important. Moving on to the fourth reason you stopped improving, I'm going to be talking about something controversial. And this might not apply to everyone, but I know from personal experience that this has been an issue for me. What I'm talking about is getting comfortable with the current skill level you're at. And this is one of the most dangerous mindset you can have if you want to reach the tippity top of Fortnite competition. If you're really serious about improving yourself, then you can't get comfortable and you can't settle even if you start placing well in tournaments. You always gotta want that little tiny bit extra to beat the competition. What this means in practice is that even if you place top 20 in AF and CS week, you're obviously gonna be happy about that for a little bit. But after you're done taking some time being happy, you go in and look what you could have done even better to place in the top 10 or even top 5. This is a true winner mentality and something that's very rare to come across. Having both the work ethic and mindset to be able to do something like this is limited to champions, and if you ever end up placing in the top 20 in AF and CS week, remember this video. Alrighty guys, so with all of that said, it's time to wrap up and conclude today's episode. Because we've said a lot of things, and I think that hearing this twice could be beneficial. So this video opened up with the statement, just putting in enough hours is rarely enough. What this means is that if you want to reach your goals, you can't just sit and brainlessly play. Sometimes you gotta do the boring stuff like learning loot routes and watching VODs. If you do the same thing over and over, you're not going to see any noticeable amount of improvement. Challenge yourself every day and do the things you suck at. This way, you will improve the most effective way possible. I can guarantee that after a short amount of time, you will feel like twice the player. In addition to that, I also mentioned that there is no growth without feedback. And I literally can't explain how important it is that somebody else looks at your tournament games. It's going to be a game changer for everyone that hasn't done it before. Because I honestly believe that this is the most effective way to get better. Tell your friends to be brutally honest when watching and listen carefully to what they have to say, and trust me, you'll become so much better, so much faster. If you manage to do this and keep a selective practice routine where you mainly focus on your worst traits and never settle before you're the absolute best player you can be, then you will improve, and I believe in you. So the question that remains is, do you? My name is M1K3 Editz, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and take care.